have not seen.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, speak.
I can't because we're on air now.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like we don't usually do this entire segment where we're just talking about random shit.
Exactly, but we're not live. We're not live when I talk about what I needed to say.
Your camera's clearing up a little bit, so that's good. We'll see how long that lasts.
Well, go in detail about the openings, about all the segments is all I'm going to say, which is what I was trying to tell you before you cut me off at start live.
Why? I had already clicked live before you said that, but
I was trying to say it.
Why would I go in detail if you're just not going to believe me anyway? You're just going to call me a liar anyway, just like you have been this whole entire time. I
didn't call you a liar.
You literally say, "Oh yeah, my camera looks good."
It does to everybody else. Maybe it's just you're getting older.
No, don't.
Tommy, don't they argue like a married? Don't they argue like an old married couple?
I mean, I do see a little gray in that soul patch.
I am getting lots of grays. Speaking of grays, we got a birthday boy coming up here in a little bit.
Toxic won't be with us next week, but Toxic's birthday is in 6 days.
Yeah, so happy early birthday, Tox. I mean, we're gonna talk to you on the chat, but what are you gonna do? Are you gonna do anything cool?
Go to school.
That's it.
That's probably it.
Or are you gonna go to what were you guys talking about? Roadhouse or what was it?
That's where my wife and I went tonight for dinner.
Yeah, that's where that's blood, not me.
Well, Toxic, you're still at that age where like you guys, your birthday's on a weekday, but you guys will either celebrate it the weekend prior or the weekend after.
Yeah, that's probably what we're doing.
I remember doing that in school. Birthday was on like a fucking Monday. Had to wait all the way till Saturday to actually get my presents and shit.
Yeah,
like come on, man. Let me open some tonight.
His is next Thursday. Mine is literally 2 weeks after.
Like you're after that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to your birthday when it's time.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that everybody else. Yeah, we'll get to your birthday a week beforehand. It's not important right now.
Why are you trying to take Toxic Thunder, bro?
Yeah.
It's about Toxic right now.
Because I just find it interesting because me and my mom are the same fucking way.
Toxic's coming up on a God, man, you're an older teenager now.
Yeah.
You call it you starting to shave yet?
Starting to. I've been shaving.
You've been shaving?
Really?
Shit, my toe knuckles got more hair than your face does.
That's because I've been shaving like every week.
Shit, the bottom of my foot's got a deeper 5 o'clock shadow.
All right, other than Toxic's facial hair, do we got any updates or anything we got to go over before we get started?
Just a reminder to everybody that on October 8th, this upcoming Wednesday, we will be doing predictions for WWE's Crown Jewel, which will be live on some bullshit streaming service, ESPN, Disney adjacent, next week on Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and some bullshit time in Australia. So we'll all be up early as fuck.
Yeah, speaking of bullshit apps, my wife just told me, she was like, yeah, the Disney Plus thing, we got charged $35 for it, or $30 or something like that. So
what the fuck?
Yeah. I'm literally gonna have to pay for that next week ahead of the show because I let my Disney Plus lapse last month, not because of the boycott, because I didn't feel like paying it and I wanted my YouTube Premium more. So now I'm gonna have to go in there, update to get the bundle, and go from paying the fucking $17 on Disney Plus, which, by the way, 3 years ago, I was only paying $11 a month for Disney Plus. Sometime in the last year and a half, that jumped up to $17, and I never noticed until I checked my statement. Now I'm going to have to fucking throw another $13 on that for this fucking bundle, and I don't even watch regular sports. So, woohoo! Thanks, WWE. Woohoo! Thanks, TKO.
Yeah.
Fuck you and your greed.
My wife was paying like $3 a month because we had it. I think it was through like AT&T. We get a deal or something like that. Yeah,
there's a discount with AT&T. I believe it. Yes.
So when we were going to watch WrestlePalooza, it was only $5 more to get it, to upgrade the plan. They charged me $5. So I'm thinking, okay, hopefully we only have to pay like $8 because of this AT&T deal or whatever. And she's like, nope, I got charged the full $30 fucking dollars. And I was like, oh,
Great. So they
great,
can't
okay.
they can't even keep to what they're saying. And the thing is, I got to double check just to make sure that I want to be 100% sure that the deal was that the final actual fucking PLE on Peacock was Clash in Paris, because all the reports say it. I want to make sure that WrestlePalooza wasn't the one-off until February when the deal was originally supposed to end. So I want to make sure sometime between now and next week that it in fact is going to be on the ESPN fucking direct-to-consumer app and not fucking simulcast to Peacock as well, because I will be mad as fuck if I pay for that bundle and it turns out I could have just watched it on my Peacock for $9.99.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna look it up right now. Actually, where to watch Clash in Paris 2025 in the United States?
It's just ridiculous.
You can watch Clash in Paris on Peacock and at select Regal Cinemas nationwide.
That's Clash in Paris, brother. We need Crown Jewel.
Oh my fucking god! God damn it!
I just looked it up. You can watch Crown Jewel on the ESPN app and other things.
Yeah,
but it's
ESPN
like
app,
DirecTV, Spectrum, Hulu Plus Live.
Yes, those are all the people that have are all the people that have broadcasting deals with ESPN. So, yep, it looks official that the Peacock deal is dead as a doornail, folks. We are in the era of ESP suck my left toe in.
Shout out to Ryan Gray on the comments, says Snug. What's up, Ryan? Shout out to the No So Podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us, dude.
Hello, our boy Ryan.
Biggie.
Yeah, before we get started, I do have some happy news I'm happy to announce. I officially finished the first draft of my book last night, was up till 3 a.m., wrote the final chapter. I officially start draft number 2 from the beginning and all the rewrites tonight. So in a month, I should be able to send it off to the editor so I can get my book published in spring. So
there you go. Get your plugs out the way, blood.
200 fucking pages. So 15 chapters.
Yeah. I can't wait, dude. That's gonna be the first book I'm gonna read in like years, so I'm excited.
Don't you have a whole job where you got to read shit every day? What do you mean in years?
No, I mean like books, like, you know, like where actually sit down and read a book for pleasure and not
not some employee handbook.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that, but
the wrestling encyclopedia.
I think the last book I read was a Chris Jericho book.
He did have a book that came out a little while ago, didn't he?
He has a few, but the one that I read was an old one. I think it was called like Heart of a Lion or something like that. Really good.
That is a very good book. I actually want to read Becky Lynch's The Man book really badly. But I'm also extremely excited for the AEW and 2-issue DC Comics crossover comic books as well. We talked about last night. That's going to be those are going to be really cool.
That's a
comic books are literature. You can eat a something mean non sequitur. Point is, you leave comic books alone.
Yeah,
and plus it has the word book in the name of the thing. Comic book.
Yeah,
It's a book.
Yeah,
well, a book is not like a real book if it has pictures in it. All right, if it's only a book, if it's just words, that's what makes it a book.
Shut the fuck up. That's not how that works.
Edgar, you do realize they actually call those things picture books, correct?
Damn.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the last book that I have read is it's a book called For Whom the Bell Tolls. It's a little prequel book to a TikTok series.
I thought he was
we done talking about books.
I thought he was going to say Maxim, but
no.
I gotta.
Welcome to the Snug Book Podcast.
You better go to Books Million, rip off the plastic.
Books.
Was it a book wrapped in plastic behind the Books Million counter, Tommy?
No, you know what's the funniest thing ever too is like
that's a picture.
My wife listens to like those audiobooks. And she's like, "Oh, I've been reading this book," and I'm like, "No, babe, you've been listening to it." She's standing right here. She's like, "Wow."
She's like, "You talking about me? You talking about me to your friends?"
She's got to be so pissed at you right now.
Oh my god, I've been reading this book. I'm like, you're not reading it. You're listening to it. It's
talking about it. You're gonna be reading the back of your eyelids,
and you're gonna be sleeping on the couch.
You're gonna be reading that popcorn ceiling.
Yeah, for real.
All right,
Oh
let's
my
get into some
God.
wrestling.
Yeah.
Let's wrestling.
Mute.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Snug Wrestling Podcast. My name is Edgar. I'm the host. And I guess we have to talk about Friday Night SmackDown. I got the whole crew here with me, Blood, Tommy, and Toxic. And I guess we have to talk about it because, man, this show this week, except for like the main event, which I really enjoyed, and we'll get into that, this shit was kind of rough tonight, wasn't it, fellas? It was kind of like, it dragged a little bit.
To be expected by SmackDown. Have we really even had anything impressive or of like full like, wow, what an amazing fucking episode of Friday Night SmackDown in months? I can't remember the last time we unanimously were like, God, this show was incredible. Like we've had Raws like that we've talked about.
Mhm.
We've had AAAs we've talked about. We've had NXT shows, which, you know, what's sad is that NXT, in my opinion, seems to outperform Friday Night SmackDown, like main roster TV in quality and consistency across the nights in quality. And SmackDown is a show that's been on the air for almost 25 years. And somehow a show that's been on the air in 3 different iterations into that of NXT, Black and Gold, the rainbow bullshit Vince McMahon had during his late life crisis, and then the rebrand of Black, Gold, and White again. Somehow in 3 generations, NXT still consistently winds up being more entertaining than that of a main roster program. And I think that's pretty fucking damning.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched NXT in a while. But I just thought because we're on our way to, Australia to Crown Jewel, I thought, and especially how things went down on Monday Night Raw, that show was pretty decent. I was kind of hyped for this one. And I didn't look at any previews, or I didn't look up the card. I didn't really look up to see what we were expected to see because I wanted to be surprised. And then, man, it was like halfway into the show, and I was just like, nothing really has happened here, dude. It was pretty underwhelming tonight, unfortunately. But let's get into it. Cody, Randy, Paul Heyman, and the Vision kicked off the show. And this was a pretty straightforward segment, straight to the point. Didn't really drag, didn't really take a whole long. It was pretty much Paul Heyman trying to drive a wedge between Cody and Randy, which is what Paul Heyman is pretty good. That's his usual go-to thing to do. Divide their opponents and then conquer them. Randy, what are you going to do when Cody loses tonight? You're going to look at Cody and you're going to be like, this is our undisputed champion. I can be a better champion. I'm much better in this position than Cody. That's what's going to happen tonight after the Vision beats you guys. And, Cody was kind of looking kind of worried there for a little bit. Randy was just kind of staring at Cody. So this is how we kick things off here on Friday Night SmackDown, fellas. Thoughts on that?
Your traditional segment with the Vision, honestly. I don't really feel, I mean, it's not that they're spinning their wheels, but sometimes it feels like they're spinning their wheels. We had, what was it, Monday Night Raw, where Heyman came out and confronted Cody. Was that this past Monday, if I remember correctly?
Yeah.
And the whole time I was wondering, why does it feel like this whole segment is just one giant build to War Games? Like everything he's plugging is, instead of just talking about how Seth is going to beat Cody, all he kept plugging was like, oh, Bronson or Braun Breaker or Brock Lesnar, or basically trying to call Cody a paper champion. And it's like, I feel like we're talking about everything but what needs to be talked about. Then I'm thinking, okay, well, it sucks because we had that great segment last week where Seth and Cody had this really, really great in-ring fucking interaction with each other, right? Where it was Cody and Seth, or Cody hoping that they were friends, thought they were friends. And Seth's like, we were never friends. You were a means to an end. You were the lesser of two evils. And and basically trying to lie to himself and delude himself out of the fact that he does care about Cody. He's talking himself out of caring about Cody, because way back when the Vision was forming and Cody came in for a save on Raw all those months ago, they stared each other down in the ring, but they wouldn't attack each other because they were like, we're friends. What are you doing? So when we get to something like tonight, where we know there's so much emotional history between Cody and between Seth, I'm like, Bronson and Braun Breaker, here you are. I'm more invested in Randy and Cody. So I don't need another tag match from Bronson and Braun Breaker in the place of somewhere that Seth should be inserted. In my opinion. Is the promo decent? Yeah, but it holds no candle to some of the stuff we got for this whole story last week. Again, it just feels like a build to War Games, because I believe Cody and Randy will be in War Games against the Vision on the side of the Usos and probably Roman Reigns. So as far as it goes, I feel like all they're doing is swimming in a circle, trying to bide their time to get past Crown Jewel so they can start the build to War Games in November while they basically iron out the outer layer details of what these teams are going to look like. And I'm just like, this isn't even for Cody versus Seth at this point. This is, hey, we're looking past that to next month. So I'm like, well, then why should I care?
Yeah, completely agree with everything that Blood has said, but I want to focus more on like the War Games part. I agree that I think Cody and Randy are going to be in War Games. That's kind of what the main event set up for me. But I do have another theory that I probably will leave out and save for predictions, because that'll make more sense to do it then. But yeah, I liked the first segment, even though Heyman's just stupid as hell. Just doing the same stupid shit every week. Just it pisses me off.
Tox, that has been Heyman's thing for fucking years. It's just been him saying the same shit
Exactly
over and
my
over and
point,
over
Tommy.
again for years. So, yeah. But the one person that I would have loved to hear an actual answer from, since Heyman talked specifically to him for a bit, was Randy Orton. Because Randy Orton didn't really say shit during this at all. He kind of just stood there. I'm like, dude, Heyman is talking directly to you. So why are you not talking back in any sort of way here? So that is like my only issue with this segment, is the fact that Randy didn't even get a chance to say anything back to Heyman.
The reason I love this so much, and the reason why I actually cared about this, was because we're seeing a stare down with Cody and Randy and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. And just think about this, man, because these two guys, the young new stars, and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, they've been feuding with Roman Reigns, Jey Uso. They had a tag team match versus them, and now on Friday Night SmackDown, they're gonna face Cody and Randy, and I'm just like, I'm so happy to see that these guys are getting built up as such massive heels versus the biggest stars and veterans in the company like Cody and Randy. So that, I love that stare down. I love that for Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. That's one of the things that really stood out to me about this whole thing here today. But yeah, any closing thoughts on this, fellas, before we move on?
I definitely agree with you there that if there is one bright side to all of this, it's that Bronson and Braun Breaker seem to be getting consistently booked in high profile situations and high profile segments. That tells me that WWE isn't just giving them, Vince McMahon's classic 3-week push. No, he's legitimately trying to set these guys up for success, because all the great stuff that's been happening with them this year since after Mania, has consistently built them. I mean, in the beginning, it was a little rocky where we were like, oh God, they just turn these two great future big stars into fucking just glorified henchmen into, hey, now they have their own rivalries, their own stories, their own mic time. And they're standing across. I mean, this year already, they've stood across the ring from Roman motherfucking Reigns and Jey Uso, for Christ's sake, at SummerSlam, the second biggest PLE of the year. And then now they're standing across the ring from another champion and a future Hall of Famer in Randy Orton. That's great for them. It makes me excited to see what 2026 has in store for these two guys, because I don't know how long the vision's going to stay together, but I do know that at some point they're going to break off in their own thing, considering there are rumors that Brock is facing Braun Breaker at Mania, which makes me wonder, well, where's Bronson going to end up? But Bronson, the Shula Fala thing, the tribal thief, that's really done wonders for his character these last couple of months. And he's been selling merch and shit because of that. So I think this is great. At least the positives show me, hey, there is real stock being put into these two young men. And I'm fucking here for it because we need new stars.
Yeah, and spoiler, the Vision, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed defeated Cody and Randy in the main event. But we'll get to that when we get to that. You guys have some sad news on this episode of Friday Night SmackDown. The Miz and Carmelo Hayes officially have broken up. Yes, you guys heard that right. Sad times, sad times. One of my favorite tag teams of current SmackDown era. It was a very short run with these two, but I was really enjoying it, what they were doing with The Miz and Carmelo Hayes, and it has come to an end. This backstage segment where Carmelo Hayes pretty much fucking dumps The Miz led to the Sami Zayn Open Challenge for like the third or fourth week in a row. Sami Zayn has been showing up and has just been wrestling fools left and right. Whoever wants a shot at the U.S. Championship can come and get it. And Carmelo Hayes answered the U.S. Open Challenge at first. And this was like literally minutes right after getting dumped, or right after dumping The Miz. And I already knew, I'm like, either The Miz, he's going to come out and take the challenge from Carmelo Hayes, like just step over him and just be like, nope, you already had a shot at this. Now it's my turn, or something, right? But instead, The Miz attacks Carmelo Hayes from behind, taking him out of action. Carmelo Hayes can't compete. And who walks out? None other than Aleister Black. So we got Aleister Black versus Sami Zayn on this episode of SmackDown for the U.S. Open Challenge. But first, before we get into the match, what are you guys' thoughts on The Miz and Carmelo Hayes splitting up?
I think, in my opinion, I think they could have gotten more mileage out of this. I think at some point they could have turned this into one of those beloved, makeshift teams that people would have gotten really behind, to the point where they get heartbroken when it doesn't work out. Like, what was it? What was the big team in AEW that it was a will they, won't they? It was Adam Cole and what's that guy's name?
MJF.
Yeah. And they were like both heels, but it was a matter of like, when are they going to turn on each other? Who's going to screw the other first? But the fans got so into it that they were like, they were heartbroken when they broke up. You could have gotten some mileage out of it with this, and it could have continued to build Carmelo, which in my opinion, that should be the ultimate goal here, because The Miz is already an established star. But it does beg the question for one thing: is this how they turn Carmelo Hayes face? Because if The Miz and him were both heels and The Miz jumps him, well, history and wrestling dictates the person who gets turned on in a heel tag team becomes a babyface. So if that's the case, are we going to see what a Carmelo Hayes push looks like on the side of the cheers?
Here's my thing. So, yes, I do agree that this is most likely going to be the way that Carmelo Hayes is turned face. I completely agree with that. As you've said, the man that gets turned on turns babyface usually. That's just how it works. But I will say this. I think this worked wonders for him. Like, it worked wonders up until now. And I think this split is only going to push Carmelo further, especially with the ending of this tag team being a skull crushing finale on top of the ramp from Miz. I think just that move alone will still absolutely put a rocket on this man and put him out into the damn stratosphere at this point. Because I do think that at this point, Melo seriously needs pushed. He just does. And I think that this split is exactly what's going to do it.
Hello, I am back. Had to do something. Anyways, the Carmelo Hayes and Miz thing that needed to happen. So Melo, I feel like is gonna turn face next week, or he is. I don't know, and we're going to see a series between the two, and Melo's gonna get the push that he needs to over Miz.
Yeah, I see. You guys are all right. Okay. It was too soon, man. Tommy, I think you said it. You're like, it was doing wonders. This thing with the Miz was doing wonders for Carmelo Hayes up until now, because like the past few weeks, the people were starting to cheer for Carmelo. Remember, there was even a time where there was like a "We Want Melo" hashtag that was trending on Twitter for a while, and like he was getting some traction. He was getting some fan attention, and then he dumps the Miz tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. Sami Zayn is in the middle of the ring. He's waiting on his opponent for this open challenge. Carmelo's music hits, and it's like crickets. And it's just like, fuck. And now he's not with the Miz anymore. They're going to have a program, you know, the Miz and Carmelo Hayes. And I'm just like, I mean, I hope you're right, Tommy, that the Miz is going to put Carmelo Hayes over into the stratosphere, or however you said it. But man, I'm kind of worried.
It really should, though, because before we move on, I'd like to end it with this. The Miz, people need to forget the Miz is a multi-time world champion. He's also a record setting and record holding IC winning champion. He's a Grand Slam champion. He's a veteran, a certified future Hall of Famer. Carmelo beating him, Carmelo overcoming the Miz. Only stupid or casual fans do not understand just how important that is for Carmelo's stock. It's a big deal. It's a big, big deal. People can say, well, the Miz is washed up. Oh, the Miz isn't what he was 10 years ago. Who fucking cares? The Miz is still a former Grand Slam champion, a former world champion. He is a tenured veteran of 20 plus years in this company, and he is a future Hall of Famer. That is all you need to hear when you think Carmelo beat insert Miz's name, and then unroll the Miz's roster of all of his accolades, and you go, oh, fuck, Carmelo beat Miz. There you go. That's exactly what I think needs to happen here. I think if the fans don't react to it tonight, this program definitely, they're going to use Miz the way that Miz needs to be used, as an obstacle and a means for Carmelo to overcome in a way that the fans are like, you know what? Carmelo. And they're going to cheer for Carmelo. You just got to let him cook with it. We'll be patient. We'll see what happens. And we'll go from there.
I'm afraid that is going to take a lot more than that, Blood. I mean, yeah, you're right. The Miz is like, he has all these accolades. He's a veteran. And yeah, but also the Miz loses a lot. Like, if Carmelo Hayes beats the Miz, yeah, that's great. But so has everyone else and their mamas.
Yeah, but at the same time, Carmelo has also been beaten by everybody and their mama. The difference is the Miz has 3 times the experience. So beating him should mean more than what people are going to think it does. Even if the Miz loses a lot, the Miz is still the Miz. You could put anybody from AEW up against the Miz's name, The Miz is a bigger star. So that's the point here. You know, you have the Kenny Omegas, the MJFs, you know, the Hangmans, the Young Bucks. All those guys are massive stars in their companies. You stack their name up to the Miz and WWE, their stock doesn't match his. It is a big deal. And that's what people need to realize.
I want to see the Miz fucking do what he can do, like as a heel, like fucking really turn it up.
Oh, yes.
And fucking Carmelo Hayes needs to come out and like be convincing, because we kind of talked about like, oh, remember that promo the Miz did on Enzo Amore?
We said it last night on our one-on-one on TikTok Live, and I straight up said, bring back IC title with Maurice level Miz of heel. You bring that version of him back, that at least that heel version of him back.
That'll
he
get
need
Melo
the title,
over.
doesn't need the Maurice, but he will be a bastard.
Yes.
And he will be a fucking threat. Because no one could beat him for that title. Not Ambrose, not John, not fucking Dolph Ziggler, not Cena. No one could touch him when he was IC champ. Yeah. So you bring that level of viciousness back, maliciousness back, drop this whole "my balls are massive" bullshit. Yeah. You bring back serious heel, no bullshit Miz. Carmelo will have to earn those victories, and that is going to put his ass over.
Yes, that's what I want to see. That will make me care about Carmelo Hayes, because it's like, you know, people like to talk about 09 Randy. Well, fucking the Miz, what about, you know, he was a fucking badass heel too at one point, you know, bring that
man main event at WrestleMania with John Cena. He's not a slouch, guys, you know. He's gone toe-to-toe with The Rock in a tag match, but he's gone toe-to-toe with The Rock and put some fucking work in.
Yeah, so that's what I want to see come out of this. But yeah, now let's talk about this match with Aleister Black and Sami Zayn. Kind of happened out of nowhere, and again, the people just did not care. I feel like they just didn't care, because no one expected, even though it's Aleister Black, no one expected Aleister Black to win, because it's Sami Zayn. But like normally a match like this with these two guys, if it had some build up to it, if it had a little anticipation or, you know, something, I think the people would have cared more, because it's like, you can really hype up Aleister Black versus Sami Zayn. And I believe this is Aleister Black's first fucking championship challenge, you know, when he challenged for a US championship since his last return, and it was like out of nowhere, and it was just like whatever, you know. And then during the match at some point, Michael Cole mentions Damian Priest's name. Oh, let's not forget that, you know, Aleister Black took out Damian Priest, and I'm just like, Michael Cole, you just literally just told us the finish of this match. Damian Priest is going to come out and cost fucking Aleister Black this title. And that's exactly what the fuck happened. But what did you guys think?
I think a lot of the problem here is also because a lot of the people that are in the building now aren't like diehard fans, right? We've been seeing this happen over the last couple of months since WWE and TK have jacked these prices up to the point where a lot of regular diehard fans can't afford these ticket prices. So it's the people with more money in their pocket, or the people who live in the area and knew that SmackDown was coming to the area and were like, hey, we got something to do on October 3rd in a month when they show up. And, you know, yeah, we'll take the family out for something fun. We'll go see this wrestling thing. Like, because the average fan can't afford a $600 fucking a seat night with their family. So a lot of these people that are in these shows now don't give a fuck, and they don't know what's going on, or they do know what's going on, but they haven't been fans long enough to remember why open challenges are so great. Case in point, when Cena was the United States champion way back in 2015, and he was running the fucking weekly goddamn open challenges, he was making new stars, bro. Him versus Sami Zayn, him versus fucking Kevin Owens. He was having some insanely great matches and putting guys on the map with their performances. And when he was finally defeated for the title by, I believe, Kevin Owens, if I remember correctly, I'm trying to remember who beat him way back when 10 years ago. But the point is, it meant something because you got to see a championship treated like an actual title with a champion acting like an actual fighting champion. And people look at the IC belt and they look at it as the workhorse title. Well, it's great that there's a workhorse title, and people look at the United States Championship as just the entertainment aspect title, but it's like, hey, why can't both be workhorse titles? This is the mid card. This is not where you get the biggest fucking stories that overarch all the shows and you're on every PLE marquee. No, this is where, hey, you got 9 minutes, go out there and maximize your 9 minutes because you might not get 5 minutes next week. That's what the mid card is. So Sammy going out there, having a great fucking match every goddamn week while being champion adds credibility and legitimacy to that title. It adds real weight behind it. So when he finally loses it, whomever beats him is going to get a pop. And I think that's what needs to happen here. The problem is Aleister Black has been all over the fucking place since he's returned because he was kicking everybody left, right, and center. No one knew he was a face or a heel until he finally fucking actually snapped and screwed Damian. Then we're like, oh, he's a heel. Well, it only took you 2 months to tell us what the fuck he was. Now, because he's been in this endless bullshit with Damian for what feels like ever at this point, it's like no one cares anymore because they're bored by him. So it's not even Sammy or the United States title's fault. It's because the writers and the bookers have made people lose interest in Aleister. Whereas last week when Sammy was against who? Javon Evans, they had a fucking barn burner because people care about NXT. People know who Javon Evans is, at least by name. And they saw a kid go out there, get his first ever shot on the biggest match he's ever had. And he gave it everything he got. And they actually got a finish to the match. That's why it was great. So this is a bump in the road, but I'm excited to see who the fuck he goes up against next week.
Probably Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay, Snug, I actually do see that happening, but it would probably be someone from Australia because that's where they are next week. And Blood, I don't think you meant to make a pun. You said the Bookers, and Booker was on commentary. So yeah, I'll shut up. Anyways, I'm loving what Sammy is doing, the open challenges. He's basically doing what John Cena was doing, and he's making new stars like Ray Phoenix. I mean, he was already over as hell when he came in, but he got that extra boost. Javon Evans, over as hell in NXT, got an extra boost. I mean, he's on SmackDown now, and that's crazy. Like a young NXT star that has been on SmackDown twice in a row. The stupid Brock Lesnar shit. Anyways, but I'm loving what Sammy's doing with this, and I'm also excited to see who he goes up next week. But I do have a feeling I know who's taking the title off of Sammy, and I have a feeling it's Obafemi. He just lost the title to Ricky Saints. Like, imagine in like 2 weeks, you hear Oba's music, and after the match, and new. You can make them have a series. You could like do more than just Sammy loses the title in an open challenge and we do nothing else with it. You could make them go on like a 3-match series. I could see that happening, and I would want that.
I think that's a great way to put someone up onto the main roster off the rip, show them as a complete dominant threat, but not in a squash, in a great fucking match. And if you ask me, that should be the week you make Sammy's Open Challenge the main event. Really put a spotlight on Obafemi. If it is Oba, I'm down with it. But talk about building new stars the right way. Shine a fucking spotlight on these guys from NXT because a lot of them are outworking over half the main roster right now. And they deserve some fucking shine, bro. Love that idea, Toxic.
I mean, Sammy's entire thing is to come up from the bottom, come up from behind. What better way for him to do that than to go up against, in an open challenge, the fucking ruler? of NXT. That would be so fucking sick. Which honestly, I kind of expected someone from NXT to show up. I was fucking let down. As much as I love Aleister Black, I was let down. And by the way, Blood, when you said 10 years ago, were you referring to Hell in a Cell 2015?
I'm trying to remember who John Cena lost his original. I think it was Seth. I think Seth beat him and took it and became a double champion when
Because
Seth
Hell in a
was
Cell
with the Authority.
2015 was Alberto Del Rio.
Really? Alberto took the fucking U.S. title off him from the Open Challenge? I thought it was him
At
versus
Hell in a
Seth
Cell in
Rollins.
2015, yeah.
Oh, God, I must have blacked out. But, okay.
But yeah, that's what that was. But honestly, I do completely agree. I am so happy to see what Sami Zayn is doing with that United States title because it's giving more prestige to it. Because before, it didn't really have much to it, really, as of recently, until Sami Zayn started doing the open challenges again, which we have not seen go on for this long since John Cena. It has been a hot minute since the last time we have seen like an open challenge series come out of somebody like this. So I am so happy that Sami Zayn is taking that and going, hey, let's do this shit.
I will say, I think actually we did have an open challenge series from Seth Rollins when he became the new inaugural World Heavyweight Champion. I think we did have that.
Yeah, but I'm talking about out of a mid-card belt.
I think Seth was doing open challenges when the last time he was U.S. champ before he won the World Heavyweight title when he was feuding with Bobby Lashley and all those guys.
Was
That
it?
was an IC title, I think.
IC title, yes, on Raw. I believe he was doing that. Yeah. I almost forget that run existed, but it was a pretty good run. It was better than his first World Heavyweight Championship run. I digress. Point is, U.S. title scene. The only thing I'm surprised, how come Jacob Fatu hasn't come out for an open challenge?
Because right now he's too busy dealing with Drew McIntyre, apparently.
Shit, I could still get a match in. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, but
I mean,
again, I am so happy to see what Sami Zayn's doing with it. Because like I said, it is bringing so much more prestige to that United States title that just wasn't there before.
Yeah, I mean, and the matches have been really good every week. I mean, even this one, if you forget everything that happened before and after and just focus on the match, the in-ring work was really good. So yeah, we'll see what happens with Sami Zayn next week. We don't know if he's gonna do it again next week or if he's gonna take a break, but hopefully he doesn't. And I'm curious to see who's gonna come out.
Snug, they did announce that he's doing it next week.
Perfect. Well, I got, that's something to look forward to, that's cool. Mr. Blood was probably really happy about this one. Zaruka had a tag team match on SmackDown, which is Sol Ruka and Zarya from NXT with her fucking speed champion. She actually fucking had it on SmackDown TV, which I thought was odd. And they wrestled Chelsea Green and Alba Fire. And I believe, they're kind of teasing maybe a potential tag team match for the championships versus Charlotte Flair and fucking blanked out.
Alexa Bliss.
Thank you.
How dare you forget Mother?
Because no one cares, bro. But anyway, I was like, for Blood, I'm going to watch this match and I'm going to pay attention because I know he loves Sol Ruka. And I'm going to see if she gives me something to write home about. And she didn't. It was, even at the end of the match, Booker T was like, oh, I bet Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are really impressed. And I'm like, they're probably not impressed. I'm not impressed. No one was impressed by this. The match was whatever. And so Ruka hit her finish. And then the people seemed to like that, but that was it. It was a whole lot of nothing here. Sorry, Blood.
It's okay. I'll correct your taste later. But as far as it's concerned, I'm
Pause.
extremely excited. Oh, yeah, wait. Yeah, that came out wrong. Happily married to a woman, by the way, both of us. Just putting that out there. This all tastes like regret. You call it but as far as it goes, Zaruka, great showing. You know, every time I see Chelsea Green right now with Alba Fire, I almost called her Isla Dawn because I miss Isla Dawn, but I'm reminded that I feel really bad that apparently there's a serious injury with Piper Niven and she is out for a indefinitely. They're saying it's potentially career threatening, according to the reports. And it breaks my heart because Piper Niven is one of those wrestlers that, if given the opportunity, which she's proven, she can go out there and have a 5-star match with a broomstick. Because we've seen her have insanely good matches back when she was still on Raw, when she was finally, they let her drop the dewdrop bullshit and just be herself. The girl is insane. And she's a veteran, a real wrestling indie veteran. It's a shame to not have her because I love Alba Fire and Alba can wrestle too. But I look at Chelsea and I go, man, I wish you were wrestling with Piper because Chelsea can go too. And I love Sol Ruka. I enjoyed the match. I will never not pop for that fucking finish. But it's hard to look at Sol Ruka and not be impressed, which is what confuses me. Her charisma is off the fucking charts. Her crowd connection is goddamn insane. Her athleticism is just top fucking tier. I mean, Snug, you don't watch NXT, brother, but the girl is on fire like California. Okay. She's burning and she won't stop. And she's taking everything in her way. Even if you have a safely booked match on SmackDown where you don't get to see everything this girl can do, go watch her full fucking matches on a week-to-week basis on NXT. The girl is a tour de force. She is going to be a women's world champion one day, and I'm talking within the next year to 2 years. There's no way she won't be. So the prospect of seeing her versus Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, that is exciting as fuck to me. But what I really, really want to see, and I'm hoping they're building to this, please, wrestling gods, Charlotte Flair versus Sol Ruka at WrestleMania next year is what I'm hoping they're setting up by continuously involving Sol Ruka with Charlotte, because you want to talk about two of the most athletic women in the company having a great technical match while also doing some of the most insane gymnastics wrestling ever. It's going to be a who can top who. And I'm extremely excited to see what they can do, because Charlotte is going to teach Sol a lesson, but Sol is going to show Charlotte that she's Charlotte's reincarnate.
Oh God, Snug, how are you not impressed by Sol Ruka whatsoever? I mean, and the fact that Zarya is not in this conversation, she is amazing. She is truly the definition of a good powerhouse. Like, in my opinion, she's the next Rhea Ripley. I mean, I said it. I said it. Okay.
That's a fair statement.
Hate me if you want to, but we all
You're
agree.
definitely not wrong, brother. You're not wrong.
Except for Snug. Snug hates everything. But
Zarya is definitely the Shawn Michaels of this group for sure.
Okay, shut up.
You are not comparing Sol Ruka to Marty Jannetty. You son of a bitch.
I mean, Zarya, she's the one that looked more aggressive, more talented, more interesting.
That's funny because Sol's more over.
Not tonight, not on SmackDown.
And my exact point before I said, like, y'all two argue like a married couple. So yeah, shut up. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see that. Anyways, I'm happy that them two are getting spotlight on the main roster, because I mean, when they come up, they are going to do wonders. Same for little someone that I mentioned the last segment. Actually, I mentioned two people. Anyways, But I'm glad that Zarya and Sol Ruka, and I just wish there was something more for Zarya to do because I see the vision of Sol Ruka in Charlotte. Amazing. But I don't see it. I mean, it's just the fitting of Alexa Bliss and Zarya. It's weird to me. I wish there was something more for Zarya, like a powerhouse or something.
Bianca Belair.
That would do it. I where the hell even is she?
I think she's injured, or she's taking a break.
Finger from Mania, still recovering.
Still?
Focus.
Yep.
Anyways, I'm glad that what they're doing.
So here's the thing, Tox, I'll hand you another one when it comes to Zarya. How about we put the two fucking Australian girls against each other? Zarya versus Rhea fucking Ripley. Imagine how that match would end up being. Please take my money.
Yeah, and they can do it for the
Please.
speed title too while they're at it.
Nah, bro. If they had an Evolution PLE earlier next year, give it to me. NXT girls versus main roster girls. Bro.
I was being sarcastic.
Yeah,
I
shut up,
know.
Snug.
And I
Fuck you,
was
Snug.
being facetious.
But this match, I still do not get how the hell you are not impressed even a little bit from Sol Ruka, especially with
She
how
did
that ended.
nothing in this match. It was like
You're
3
telling
minutes.
me. You're
This
telling
this
me.
match was like 3 minutes, and she did nothing. Just hit her finisher at the end, and that was it.
And you're telling me that wasn't a good damn finisher?
Yeah.
You're wrong.
He doesn't like her
Okay.
finish. He thinks her finish is too it involves too much of the opponent having to get into the setup. So he doesn't like her finish.
Thank
At
you,
least
bud.
it's better than the super kick, which is over fucking used extremely
Yeah.
with
Okay.
everyone under the damn sun.
Look, the point is,
Just saying.
that 3 minutes is not enough to let her showcase and get all the gas out of her tank. Eventually,
Yeah.
Snug always has something that he has a qualm with, and eventually, when he sees something that grabs his attention, that's when he eventually, he couldn't stand Becky for months. The match they just had at WrestlePalooza, he was like, okay, I like Becky and Seth now. So we'll have to give him some time to warm up to Soul.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, this is only her first match on SmackDown, and I'm not gonna watch NXT. So
You should.
It's not her first.
when else did she wrestle on
She
SmackDown?
wrestled in a fatal 4-way against Alexa, I think Raquel or Roxanne,
Okay, a fatal
And-
4-way. So she fucking
there was
She
another
did,
time,
like,
but
a couple spots in a fatal 4-way match, and that
Wasn't
was
she
it.
in
Okay.
the Evolution Rumble?
Evolution
sure.
Rumble. She was in the 4-way tag match.
Point is, back on tracks, we can move forward. Snug needs to see her in a one-on-one actual match to showcase her abilities on her own.
And the
Yeah.
best option would be putting her up against Charlotte Flair. Completely agree.
All right, let's stay on the women's division because we had the big contract sign-in. Champion and champion, Stephanie Vaquer and Tiffany Stratton. And I just gotta say, man, like, these two are like fucking yin and yang, like completely opposites, man. Like, that's what yin and yang means, right? Opposites?
It's about balance, but yes.
Okay, fine. You get what I'm saying. Fucking Tiffany Stratton comes out with like the skimpiest outfit and wearing some fucking long ass boots and just looking like Tiffany Stratton. And Stephanie Vaquer comes out looking like a fucking human being, like a normal ass person, like an actual respectable champion. And I'm just like, I already know who I want to win at Crown Jewel, Stephanie Vaquer. Like, and they're both baby faces. And, you know, the first thing that Stephanie Vaquer says, I respect you. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. Every fucking time. That's how they start the promos. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, every woman, they start their promos with, I respect you. And I'm just like, okay. But, you know, Tiffany said it was Tiffy time. Stephanie Vaquer says that she's going to win. They sign it. They shake hands. They pose. And that's it. And I'm like, okay, that's weird because this is a contract sign-in. This is not how they usually go. They don't just sign, shake hands, and leave. And
Someone
that,
get put through a table.
yeah, I was like, what the hell? Like, what? Something's got to give. And it was Julia and Kiana James show up, and they fucking crashed the contract sign in. And Kiana James tries to offer her services to Stephanie Vaquer. Um, Tiffany Stratton and Stephanie Vaquer take out Julia, Kiana James, and they're left standing in the ring, Stephanie Vaquer and Tiffany Stratton. So it looks like we might get, before Crown Jewel, a women's tag team match, champion and champion.
Already been made official later on in the show.
Versus Julia and Kiana James, which I'm actually looking forward to because I want to see more of Kiana James. Thoughts on the contract signing?
I'll keep it brief because this is like, it's like if you have a contract signing between two faces, it's like they're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And they activate a trap card the moment they decide to walk away respectably, and then heels have to crash. And it's like, you activate respect, you've activated my trap card. We're now gonna brawl. Like, it's like, dude, can't we? I know it would be boring in the sense of pro wrestling if they just shook hands and walked off and didn't shit talk each other, but it's like they're both baby faces. And I do feel like Stephanie is going to get cheered more in the actual match at Crown Jewel because Tiffany has been a useless fucking champion since she won the goddamn thing. I mean, she's defended that. Like, Sami Zayn has had the title for like, what, 4 or 5 weeks now? He's already had half of her defenses that she has had in 8 months. So it's like, dude, I don't give a fuck about Tiffany's reign anymore. And I've said this a million times, and you can clip this shit. I'm sick of fucking Tiffy time. Okay? They have made her and relegated her to a fucking catchphrase with no personality other than I'm preppy blonde girl who lets her ass hang out in a thong every week instead of realizing that they make fucking pants in a segment to talk, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, we get it. You think you're hot. You think you're fucking Trish Stratus. You ain't. You're not close. I got no problem with Tiffany Stratton as a wrestler other than the fact that she is still as green as 3-day-old turtle shit. But she needs to have stayed at NXT because they brought her up too fast. They pushed her too fast. The problem is they haven't found a viable person to take the fucking title off of her. So they've left it on her because she's still their vanity project. And I use the term vanity on purpose because they prop her out there like a fucking Barbie doll. Case in point, buff Barbie with her ass hanging out and her tits hanging out. But she goes out there and can have a match where she doesn't almost break her fucking neck every week. So I'm sorry. I know that this match is champion versus champion, but I seriously think Nia Jax should have taken the title off of her last week because between Tiffany and Jade, they don't know how to wrestle safe enough to get through a match. So as far as it is concerned, Nia was the safer option last week. And speaking of last week, I did go back and rewatch the Jade Cargill incident. Nia threw her when she was more than halfway across the apron. She had all the time in the world to protect herself. But as far as it's concerned, I'm sick of watching the women in this feud all be irresponsible in the ring, unsafe, uncoordinated, unconfident. And then you're going to put them up against someone who is safe, confident, prepared, like Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie's going to get the best match that fucking Tiffany's had this entire reign. And that's the thing. She's going to get the best match out of her. It's a shame the best match comes 8 months into a reign that has been absolutely useless. And as far as Kiana James and Julia coming out, that's awesome. But here's the thing. Who fucking cares? Because we half the time forget these two even work here.
Yeah, I just got to add something real quick. And I'm probably going to get a lot of heat because it just, the outfit tonight and specifically tonight just looked so ridiculous on Tiffany Stratton. I'm sorry. And it's come to a point where most of most of Tiffany's popularity, I'm starting to feel like it's because of her looks and because like she's over sexualized. Like tonight, like it was hard for me to take this contract signing seriously when she's literally wearing a bikini and boots. Like that's what she was wearing. And then Stephanie Vaquer, like she looks like the serious champion here. She
Like a
looks
champion.
like she
You're so right. You're so right. That's why I said Tiffany is trying so hard to be goddamn Trish. Because you know who famously came out during promos in a fur coat, a cowboy hat, a bikini, and boots? Trish Stratus. You're not Trish Stratus. At least when Gunther comes out, when Cody comes out, when the other women's champions like Io come out, when Stephanie comes out, they are dressed like a champion. They are dressed in formal wear to show that, hey, I represent this company as a face of a whole division. I don't come out here dressed like a fucking stripper.
That's what she didn't look like. She didn't look like a champion. She looked
like a fucking stripper.
Yeah, dude.
And it's just like,
I know
and I have
showbiz.
nothing against her in ring gear when she's in a match. But the only thing that she did tonight was just, hey, to me, when it screamed, I'm not confident enough that I am more over than Stephanie. So I have to stand out by letting my ass and everything else hang out because I feel like Stephanie has become a bigger star than me in a quicker amount of time. And to me, it felt like she's unconfident. That's what I saw. Someone who has to keep the attention on her here because she feels like she's not winning here. So,
I know it's showbiz and, this is her character and stuff like that, but I'm just like, but
we've seen her go out into these promos and she's wearing bodysuits or she's wearing skirts or she's wearing she knows how to dress like a champion. This felt intentionally just to take the attention off of Stephanie Vaquer. That's what it felt like. It felt like a direct shot of, I'm not confident. I think Stephanie's more over. I think because she's the other champion on the bigger brand, I've got to drag attention off of Stephanie and back onto myself. And the only way I can do that is by sexualizing myself rather than proving that I am a competent champion who knows how to fucking play the game.
All right. Moving on. Toxic.
My God, y'all argue a lot. And y'all y'all weren't even arguing. I don't even know why I said argue, but just anyways, you want to know what I feel like Tiffany had running through her mind? She's like, oh, I probably have a match tonight. I'm just going to dress like it. Finds out she doesn't have a match. Oh, damn. Well, I'm just going to put these boots on. My guess is, or because this certain someone I'm about to mention was later, actually, no, he's not. Maybe, I don't know. I think she had contact with Seth Rollins. Yeah. Definitely. Anyways, it's just, I didn't buy it as soon as they signed the contract, everything's done and over with. Tiffany's walking back. I said to myself, okay, this isn't how contract signings work in WWE. Something's happening. And then Julia comes out. Blood, you get on to Tiffany for not defending a lot. Take a fucking look at Julia. When's the last time she's defended?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, shut up, Snug.
Anyways, no, she did.
Actually, I wasn't watching SmackDown.
Yeah, she defended versus. Fuck, I want to say it was Mia Yim, wasn't it? Or no?
I believe it was Michin.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, the point still stands. How long has she been champion since what? Crown, like the SmackDown before Crown Jewel? It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Take the title off of her. Off topic a little bit, but not really. I feel like all the Women's United States Championship we had sucked. Chelsea Green was the best of them all. She defended, but she was boring. Zelina Vega barely defended, started to get stale midway of her reign. And then now Julia, don't defend at all. Just get a better Women's United States champion. And then the tag match for next week, I'm excited for that. It's Stephanie Vaquer and Tiffany Stratton. I mean, yeah, Tiffany Stratton's not perfect to everyone, but Stephanie Vaquer is. I mean, come on.
Okay, so besides good old Stratton over here trying to look like a stripper, in which we've gone on and on and on about that, I had one other issue. And this is probably more of a me thing because I kind of expected this and then it didn't happen. And I got a little bit upset about it because Booker T is right fucking there. We easily could have had it. But, but my thing is this. What I wanted to happen was I had a feeling a heel was going to come out at some point. What I expected to happen was for Stephanie Vaquer to pull out the fucking devil's kiss on whoever fucking interrupts it. Because, can't have a contract signing without somebody going through the table or somebody interrupting. That is just how contract signings work in WWE. But what I expected was for Stephanie Vaquer to pull out the devil's kiss since Booker T is right fucking there. And everybody's going, oh, yeah, he's kind of got this funny thing when it comes to it. Yeah, guess what? You had the opportunity to show it right there, and you didn't do it. But that may be like just a me thing because I know how she was in NXT, and I know Booker T's response to it. It's unhinged. But I do agree that at this point, we have said this time and time and time again. Take the fucking title off of Tiffany Stratton. Tiffy time is over. Take it off of her. Please. She is not believable worth a damn. So please just take that damn title off of her. I am making my prediction right now, just like I did with the men's. I am absolutely fucking going with Stephanie Vaquer because Tiffany Stratton doesn't need shit at this point. So I was going to say that.
Tommy.
We're not on TikTok anymore. But my point being that Stratton does not need anything else. She needs to lose the title. That's what she needs. But other than that, it happened.
All right, second week in a row that we see Javon Evans on Friday Night SmackDown, and y'all wanted Obafemi? Well, we're going to give you Javon Evans instead. And it looks like Ray Phoenix is still going to be part of this tag team division because they partnered him up with Javon Evans tonight. So either Ray Phoenix got a new partner, and honestly, like, this whole thing is happening because of what happened with Andrade, right? So if Andrade leaving means that Javon Evans is going to have an opportunity on SmackDown, I'm okay with that, y'all. They had a random tag team match versus the Garças, another great team that I'm a big fan of. But this was just a random tag team match that got made very last minute. But I'm interested to see if this tag team is going to continue with Ray Phoenix and Javon Evans, both high-flying guys, both exciting guys. This tag team match was, had a lot of fun spots, a lot of high-flying moments. It was high-paced, energetic. Javon Evans at one point took out the cameraman in a dive. So that was cool to see. And Ray Phoenix and Javon Evans picked up the win. So, I mean, other than that, there wasn't really a whole lot to this. It just felt like a random tag team match to me. But what did you guys think?
For sake of time here, I'm going to go ahead and say that I think this was probably match of the night. And I don't think that's really surprising because there wasn't much to write home about for most of the matches tonight, other than for the majority of Sammy and Aleister Black before the fuck up at the end. But because of the stupid shit at the end, kind of ruins the rest of the match. But this is smart. You had Javon lose to Sammy last week. Giving him a win back here keeps the kid hot. You don't expect him to beat Sammy off the rip, right? But you can expect him to win a tag match. And I thought if you're going to put him up on the main roster, if you're fully calling him up, or maybe this is a half call up, maybe he's still splitting time, we'll have to see. But I will say that if you're going to put him in tag division with someone like Rey Fenix, who is a veteran, who does know what they're doing, does have a good amount of fanfare, but got shafted because of Andrade's fuck ups, I think this is a great way to make sure Rey Fenix still gets his shine and his chance, while also giving somebody new and fresh on the main roster a chance to showcase themselves. And I can tell very quickly the main roster audience is going to fall in love with Javon Evans because they already are. This kid is off the fucking charts, guys. This guy is everything you want in the next generation. Charismatic. You can connect to him. Insane wrestling ability. He can sell. He's marketable and he's fun. He's fun to watch in the ring. I loved this. I thought this was great.
Now some people know why I say Javon is my second favorite of all time. Javon's my second favorite wrestler because he's charismatic. He's charismatic. He's good at selling. He's good at basically almost everything. He does need a little bit of work in some areas, but it's still good to where you don't even see those errors. I could see him being like the next Kofi Kingston in like a Royal Rumble. I mean, like next year, imagine some crazy save, like something Kofi would do. I mean, it's just crazy the amount of things that you can see from Javon because of its athleticism. I said that wrong. God damn it. I already know what's about to happen, and don't you do it, blood. But just for the sake of time, match was amazing. Javon's going places. Up.
Completely agree that this was absolutely match of the night. Hey, Toxic, say it with me. That boy is bouncy. But honestly, he already had the conversation with Nick Aldis during the SmackDown that he's currently dealing with the whole NXT invasion shtick right now, but in which he is part of Team NXT. I'm going to add that because that's the biggest fucking thing for Javon Evans right now. But right now, he's already had the conversation that once he's done with that, come back and talk to Nick Aldis. We need this man on the fucking main roster. There's the biggest thing that I will say. If there are two men currently in NXT that need to be pulled up, it is Obafemi and Javon fucking Evans. Please pull these two men up. Clearly, Javon Evans is well known. He's absolutely loved beyond compare. So my thought process is this: pull both of them up. They absolutely deserve it. You had Randy Orton in his fucking 20s. You had Austin Theory in his fucking 20s. Javon Evans is the next one on that route of being pulled up to the main roster in his 20s. Please pull these two men up. They absolutely deserve it. And when it comes to this tag match, there's nothing that Javon is better at than fast-paced matches. He has proven that time and time and time again. So this was right up his alley. And for him to be tagging with Rey Fenix, hell yeah. If it's not Penta, put him with Javon.
All right, you guys said that this tag team match with Rey Fenix and Javon Evans was match of the night, but match of the night for me is still the main event. It wasn't as high flying or as crazy as Javon Evans and Rey Fenix, but we had Randy, we had Cody, we had Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker tag team match action, and it just felt like a big time match feel to me. I was excited to see what was going to happen, with the thing that Paul Heyman was talking about at the beginning of the show. Are Randy Orton and Cody going to be able to work together? Or are Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker going to get the win? If they get the win here, holy shit, that would be a huge win. And the match was great, man. I mean, god damn, Cody and Randy are so fucking good at what they do. Braun Breaker, he's so intense. I feel like he kind of has to hold back. He has to like cut himself off a lot. Um some of his punches were like, cuz he's so strong, he was like clearly missing because he doesn't want to hurt Randy or Cody. But man, it was so fucking good to see Cody and Randy in the ring with these guys tonight, man. I really fucking enjoyed every single bit of this. And then the finish of this match was even crazier because Paul Heyman, in order to distract the ref, Paul Heyman climbs up to the top of the rope. Like, it looked like Paul Heyman was about to fucking do like a moonsault or something. The referee comes to Paul Heyman in the corner, and then Seth Rollins interferes. I'm like, what the fuck is this, Monday Night Raw or what's happening? Seth Rollins stomps Randy Orton. Bronson Reed hits Randy Orton with the tsunami splash, and Bronson Reed pinned Randy fucking Orton on this episode of Friday Night SmackDown, which I thought was insane. But it doesn't end there. Seth Rollins, when they were leaving the ring, he sees an opportunity to go back and hit Cody with one final stomp before the show ends. But Cody turned it into a crossroads on Seth Rollins. As much as I thought this show dragged, it was all worth it for me for this main event. I'm so pumped for Cody versus Seth Rollins. I'm glad the Vision got the win. Everything, I loved it. Everything.
So to keep it short for the sake of time, was a very great main event. The right guys won. Giving Bronson and Braun Breaker a win like this only fuels their stock, only fuels their push. And I like that it's Bronson that got the pin, even though it was a pin because of Seth's help, which is good, though. It's smart. It protects Randy in the finish, right? That he didn't just get beat or one-upped by some rookie. No, he basically got tricked and double teamed, and Bronson picked up the win. But I like that Bronson got the pin because it means they're not just giving all the major pinfalls to Braun Breaker himself, because we know Braun is the one they're really trying to build the most out of the two of them. But I like that they're still smart enough to go, hey, we can't let Bronson fall behind here in the credibility department. So let's give him a pin over future motherfucking Hall of Famer, multi-time everything champion, Randy fucking say his middle name Orton. And I think that is a very, very smart bit of booking, because if Vince was booking this, there would have been more shenanigans and the new guys would have lost either way. So, I think this was a great way to cap off SmackDown. Also setting up the fact that Seth is not afraid to try to pull the trigger himself on Cody. This is the first time we have seen since this feud started that Seth actually tried to attack Cody, because he hasn't done it yet. So this was him actually going, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to stomp his ass. And Cody was able to turn it around on him, showing him once again, hey, I got your number. And the number is 4 at Crown Jewel. Even though I know Seth's going to win.
Whoa, spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler. Save it for predictions. Anyways, I mean, I don't know why. It just felt wrong for me to have the Vision win by Seth's help. I mean, if you want to give Bronson and Braun a massive win over pinning a legend and should be Hall of Famer Randy fucking Orton, have him win clean. Have that. For me, this win tonight did nothing for them. It did nothing for them because Seth helped them. I mean, they cheated to win, basically. I mean, and to be honest, Paul Heyman should have done that moonsault off of the top rope. I would have paid to see that.
The flying walrus.
The flying orca.
Anyways,
I meant Oracle, my bad, Joe. I meant to say Oracle.
Oh, yeah. Flip that shit.
An orca. He's built like one.
Talk about a fucking
Anyway,
tidal wave.
Tsunami 2.0.
Yeah.
Anyways, the match, it was all right. It just, you want to know what I would have loved to see? Instead of Randy going up and countering the tsunami into a suplex, I would have liked to see Bronson actually jump off, like, for the tsunami, and Randy catch him with an RKO. That would have been better than Bronson go up, Randy go punch him, suplex or superplex, whatever you want to call it. I would have much rather seen the tsunami into the RKO instead of, yeah. But anyways,
Might be saving that for a later
might
date. War
might
games,
be.
brother.
True. Hopefully, Bronson doesn't break his ankles again. Anyways, the match was okay. Seth and Cody, I'm excited for that more and more.
Here's the thing. I'm surprised that none of you have brought it up. This was not just no ordinary fucking tag match. This was formerly the Legacy going up against the current Vision. That's what this was. This was essentially just one massive baton toss between the two. Because Randy and Cody tagged before. That's literally what Cody mentioned before Randy came back, is the fact that he used to have a legacy with him, because that was their tag name. It was the Legacy. So that's basically what this was. With this win, it was one giant baton toss to them. And I absolutely love that. And honestly, I think Toxic is wrong. I think this did fucking wonders for them, especially with the fact that they pinned, as we've been saying, a most likely Hall of Famer in fucking Randy Orton. Like, come on. This man is absolutely a future Hall of Famer. There is no doubt about that. And the fact that Bronson Reed, in which I'm glad that he got the pin compared to Braun Breaker because of everything Blood said. So I'm looking at this. I'm like, let's go. This is just one giant baton handoff, one massive tag team to another. That's what this was. And I absolutely love the way it happened. Although I would have liked the whole tsunami into an RKO thing. That's honestly what I would have liked more than anything, because it kind of would have brought homage to the greatest RKO combo of all time, the stomp into the RKO. So one of the greatest. Okay, visually.
RKO off of Evan Bourne's Airborne.
Okay, you're not wrong. That's why I switched it to one of the greatest.
Yeah. Well, you're right about all that, Tommy. Absolutely agree 1000% with you. I hope this leads to Bronson Reed versus Randy Orton at some point. I would love to see that. And also too, like you said, Bronson Reed just pinned a future Hall of Famer in Randy Orton. Randy Orton has only been pinned like a couple times that I can think of since he's been back. Not everyone gets to pin Randy Orton, let alone Randy Orton losing a fucking match. You know, unless you're Cody, then you're most, Cody has beaten Randy. But other than that, that was the main event. Great fucking main event, I thought. Great way to finish Friday Night SmackDown. Let's get out of here, you guys. Mr. Blood, take us home.
That's going to wrap it up for this episode of Snug Wrestling. Thanks for kicking it with us. We appreciate every single one of you for tuning in. Don't forget, we're live every Monday and Friday night right after Raw and SmackDown go off the air on YouTube, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, and Facebook for live post-show reviews. And as a bonus for reaction content during the weekly WWE broadcasts on all of our social media. Then hang out with us every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific on TikTok Live, where myself, Mr. Blood, and the leader of Snug Wrestling, that handsome Mexican over there, Edgar, do our weekly one-on-ones where we dive into random wrestling topics and answer your fan questions live on the air. So follow Snug Wrestling on all social media platforms as well as on Apple and Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And mark your calendars for October 8th, that is Wednesday of this upcoming week, for our predictions for WWE's Crown Jewel. Until next time, guys, stay safe, stay savage, and stay snug. And since our boy Toxic is here with his birthday next week and he won't be here to join us, that was one time for the one time. That was four letters.
4 letters.
One word.
Fuck Sol Ruka.
Fuck you.
Bitch.